Hello and welcome to the first Christopher Whitehead Language College virtual tour. This will be an exciting opportunity to take a tour of a wonderful secondary school. We've got a lot of things to cover over the next 18 minutes, so please bear with me and let's get to it. The entrance we're currently going down now is the Bromwich Road entrance. This is the road you will have to go down when you have your taster days. On normal school days, you will enter school via the other entrances and exits, which I'll show you later. Upon entrance, you will be required to put on some hand sanitizer from the dispenser. When we turn left, you'll be able to see, just as some reassurance there is a tremendous amount of sanitary products, as you can see, for measures to combat the virus. We head through these doors to get into the Arts Block Hall. There's a pre-order machine on the right, where you can order your meals. The Arts Block Hall is where you will meet on your taster days. You will have assemblies there. You can see the tiered seating if I turn to the left, right here, and you stay around each other at breaks and lunchtimes. Continuing out of the Arts Block Hall and into the cafeteria, this is where you'll be able to get your lunch and school meals. There is also seating to sit down at your break and lunch times, and you can purchase meals here or order them at a pre-order machine, which was just mentioned earlier. There is also a machine for topping up your money, which is at the wall, in case you don't have a sufficient amount of money already on your account. Food is paid for at the kiosks using the biometric thumbprint scanners, which you will then be able to see. That's one of the kiosks, and this is the dining area for meals. And while we're going back to the Arts Block corridor, I should probably introduce myself. My name is Ollie, I'm a Year 8 student as of the time of this being created, and I have an interest in videography. So what better opportunity do I get than to produce a video for you? Going to a big school will be daunting at first, but you'll soon get used to it. And to the left, we have one of the Mandarin Classrooms. If you chose to do the Mandarin Excellence program, this is one of the classrooms that you may be in. As you can see, a lot of Mandarin, Chinese themed stuff. And if you noticed, as we just went out, that's the headmaster's office, which you just saw with the door open. And taking a swift left turn, that would take us to the LRC stairs. And the LRC is on the first floor. The LRC stands for Learning Resource Centre, and it's managed by 3 staff members. It's open before and after school, during break and lunchtime. It's equipped with computers, which you can use to finish off your homework, and reading books, which are an important part of your education. Going back down the LRC stairs will take us to one of the 2 food preparation and nutrition rooms. This is one of the subjects on the DT rota, which includes food prep, textiles, graphics, RM and art. The second staircase is the art staircase. This will lead you up to the photography room. You can pick this as an option when you start year 9. There are obviously cameras in here, but they are locked up securely. As you can see, this looks very much like a computer room. That's because computers are an integral part of the photography process, so you'll gain access and the ability to use programs such as Adobe Photoshop, which is a key part of photo editing and compositing. Going up to the second floor is a Da Vinci form room, DCLA, with Mrs. Arif. As you can see, some of the artwork in front of you and on the walls is produced by some very talented students. The other art classroom is located opposite. However, students must access it by going on the second floor of the LRC stairs. One of the 4 computer rooms in the arts block is opposite Mrs. Arif's art classroom. The other 3 are accessed through the staircase in the middle of the English corridor. The girls' toilets are at the top of the English corridor. Let's head into one of the English classrooms. This will happen to be another Da Vinci form room, DDSP. Notice the pattern. As you can see, there is what you come to expect from an English classroom, with a lot of reading books which are important to have when you come to school, as I mentioned earlier. Heading out of the English classroom, we will see 2 of the 6 Director of Studies offices. This is Mrs. Burgess's office, head of Da Vinci House. And this is Mr. Steiner's office, head of the Seagull House. Boys' toilets are at the end of the English corridor. Making our way out of the arts block, the first block you will see is the music block, which is in a Portakabin. Behind me is one of the most common entrances to get into school, commonly referred to as the Sainsbury's Gate. The PE block is to the left. If you have a PE lesson, you'll be asked to either wait out here or the sports centre, which is opposite to the Astros. Next is the DT block, where I make an attempt to open a locked door. So we're going to have to go around the other way. Generally, this door isn't locked, as it's where you gain access to the textiles and graphics rooms. So we'll go the other way for now. Finally, we're at the other DT entrance. This is typically the side of the DT block you will wait if you have RM. The DT block has 2 mini computer rooms used for many applications. For example, in graphics you will learn to use programs such as Adobe Illustrator. This is a resistant materials classroom. It's very important to wear correct safety equipment, such as goggles, when doing work in here. On the first floor, we have textiles, another computer room, and a graphics classroom. And if we go outside, we can get a vast perspective view of the school buildings and a new block, which is also part of the science block. This is the last block you'll have to see, so please stick around. Not that long to go now. The ground floor of the science block houses classrooms for geography, science, it has the staircases, and Mr. Wickham's Brunel office, Miss Palmer's Pankhurst office. If we go into one of the geography classrooms, this is Mrs. Bates' geography classroom. Printers in the school can be used for both students and teachers to print off work. All you need to do is log in with your user details. And the water fountain to the left, which is not recommended for use during these current times. Going up one of the staircases in the science block will reveal one of the entrances to the sixth form block and some of the maths classrooms. The rest are on the ground floor. The sixth form block, located within the science block, is for Year 12 and Year 13 students. Lower school students will be denied access to this area. The sixth form block acts as a central area for sixth formers. We can go out the sixth form block to the first floor of the new block, which is for RS, History, Business Studies, and Classical Civilizations. let's just pretend at this section that I just went down the corridor magically into the science classroom. It's not like my camera footage got corrupt or anything. Yeah. And this is one of the science classrooms. They have a similar positioning on the corridors like maths, just on the opposite side of the building. Down the stairs is the science corridor for the ground floor and the science block reception. The doors immediately in front of you are restricted for sixth form students only. You have to go the way that I go. To the left is the boys' toilets, and in front is one of the exits for the science block, which apparently I cannot open the door again, except this time it's actually open. Just bear with me. There we go. This is the science block entrance and exit for getting in and out of school. And now we've walked back across the school, we land back into the arts block reception. I hope you enjoyed watching this tour, and hopefully it will help you in going around school for the first times and understanding where everything is. And apologies that it took so long, but hopefully it did help. My name is Ollie, and I thank you for watching.